Well, hello and welcome back to Soul Search Sunday with Johnny Tiger. The date is June 2nd, 2024. It is really hard for me to believe that half a year is almost gone in 2024. To me, it's only yesterday that I changed my mindset and changed it in my head from 2023 to 2024, and now we are halfway through. It's just crazy. But there again, as we get older and older, it seems like this is just how it is. Time seems to pass way faster than when we were children. Now, speaking of children, there's one children's story that has always been one of my favorite, probably my the favorite. It is the story of the ugly duckling, uh, who suffered through so much and then eventually one day becoming the swan. Now, in our real world, there are a lot of stories like this, real stories, some of them very inspirational. Uh, Usually go in the form of someone who start out with nothing and have to go through a lot of traumas and poverty and stress and work really really hard and not having anything, and then suddenly by the time they turn 30 or 40, something happened. A lot of it is hard work, yes, but a lot of it, as we talked about on this channel before, it is really heavily depending on luck, who you run into, who you know, who left you a fortune. You can work your whole life, work hard your whole life and not get anywhere, or you can work hard your whole life and then suddenly a rich uncle die and leave you $1 million, and you go from the ugly duckling turning into a swan. I myself have sometimes say that my life has been somewhat of an ugly duckling story as well, although I definitely wouldn't consider myself a swan. At the most, I'm just a better looking duck at this point. Um, but yeah, this is why, for me, the story of the ugly duckling has always been one of my favorite because it's something that I can personally relate to. However, uh, today I'm going to sort of shine a slightly different light on the swan and the phoenix in our life. These beautiful, colorful people that came through the hardship, that came through trauma, that came through poverty, and now they're successful. They fly high with the wings spread. They're no longer the ugly duckling. They're no longer the ashes in the fire. Now they're phoenix. Now they're swan. Because in Chinese culture, this is what we call the phoenix people. Phoenix girls, Phoenix boys are people who come out from the ashes. They're born from the ashes and they somehow reach that high place. These people, while they are generally very inspirational, may not be as perfect or good a story. The story may not be as romantic as you imagine it being. So today I'm going to tell you why it is that you should be very aware. You should beware of dating or being romantically involved with a swan or a phoenix. Now, uh, if you have watched some of those Hallmark channel as romantic, mushy kind of movies that they show on Hallmark, you have seen this again and again. This is a trope that they use a lot. A small town girl, a small town boy who start out with nothing, and then during their fighting hard for their career, working hard, they meet someone, usually someone who's much better than they are, someone who's much further along, and that person dates them, and then also at the same time helps them get further in their career. But then what happened is when they finally, when these small town boys, small town girls finally make it through, when they become the Swan or the Phoenix, when they get their own career, they are successful. Suddenly, they ditch this boyfriend or girlfriend that they engaged with or they are married to or they've been with for the past 5 years, and suddenly, oh, they're not so wonderful, oh, they think about his career, oh, they think about his work, they're too competitive, and then they go back to their small town and meet their high school sweetheart, and then they get married. At the end of the movie, they broke up with their boyfriend or girlfriend who helped them get to where they are today, and then they end up with their high school sweetheart who really didn't do shit, uh, other than appear at the right time. And the boyfriend or girlfriend that got dumped and used, yeah, if we want to be blunt about it, they got used. These people who were instrumental in helping these Swan and Phoenix becoming what they are today, they get dumped. And they have to be gracious and say, oh well, I guess if that's what you want, then that's fine. I just want you to be happy. Like they have to say something really soppy like that, right? And at the end of the movie, you're just like, wow, okay, it that is sweet that they find happiness, but it's kind of sad and kind of despicable that now that they're successful, they dump the person that helped them become successful, right? And this is a real thing. Okay, this happened a lot, especially with Phoenix boys, with men. I hate to say this, but this does happen a lot with men. And today I'm going to talk about why it's a real danger to date a Phoenix or a Swan. So let me ask you this. Uh, Assuming you yourself are very successful, you have money, you have house, or maybe your parents are very successful. Maybe your parents own a great big company, and you yourself work in that company, very high up in the hierarchy yourself. So you're very well placed in your life. Now, you run into a person who is poor, uh, but this person works really, really hard. This person doesn't really know much about the society because he or she, all they have is they're hardworking. They haven't had the money or the leisure to experience, go on a cruise or go to nightclubs or go dancing and go clubbing, or they might be still be virgins. They have not been around the block a few times, and you feel that this is a perfect person for you because you are in the perfect position to help them, right? If you get with them, you can use your money and your power, your influence. You can help them with their rent. You can help them with this and that, and that will allow them to work harder, and very soon they'll become successful. Sounds logical, right? Okay, let me give you another example, another scenario. You are the same. You are very successful, very rich, and your prospective partner is someone who might have a few shady record. This person been around the block a few times, had done business and went bankrupt a few times, and then been with many men or many different women in the past, and they're a seasoned. They are silver wolf, silver fox kind. Like they are a little bit dangerous, a bit shady, maybe they have a shady, questionable past. They're very experienced. Uh, which one would you pick? Would you pick this one or would you pick the previous one? The honest, hardworking small town girl or small town boy that is probably still a virgin that has never been around the block a few times and have never done anything questionable. All they do is work hard and listen to whatever you tell them. I think most people will fall into the trap of picking the good small town boy, small town girl, the ugly duckling, because let's call it what it is. Most people want to play it safe. Most people want control in a relationship. Most people want security in a relationship. So they feel that, well, if I pick this first person, then I control the money, I control the power, I can help them when I feel like it, and because they are so hardworking, and I am the one, I'm their savior, they'll be devoted to me. And as opposed to, well, if I pick this second person, he's been around the block a few times, he's done this and done that. Do I really have anything special he want? Like, uh, he I can't impress him with my wealth because he had money before. He lost money, but he had money before. I can't impress him with my look because he had a lot of women or a lot of men before. What do I have that he really wants? So picking the second one, the silver fox, the grizzled wolf, the experienced leader hunter, make you feel a little threatened. Okay? Picking that first one, picking the ugly duckling seemed like such a safe bet, but a lot of the time it's going to work out differently. If you Now this is obviously not in all cases, so I don't want you guys to start looking at your partner and like maybe I should leave this person. No, that is not the intention of this video. I'm just giving you a different way to look at things, and maybe if this kind of stuff happened to you before, this will help you understand more. And boys and girls, this is also why this is, I hear a lot of men and women, boys and girls ask, well, why do some women and like bad boys? Why do some men like bad girls? Because sometimes picking the grizzled old wolf, the seasoned hunter, the dangerous ex-con or whatever, might actually be the better choice. Because this person who's experienced life knows his choice, knows her choice. So if they still choose you, obviously they're choosing you because they like you, not that they need you. Okay? This person who's been around the block a few times know what they like. They have things to compare you to. So they have a much better idea of what kind of relationship they want. They know what they want, they know what they like, they have ideas on how to please you because they have that experience. So these are usually the better lover in the long run, better partner in the long run because they've experienced life and they know what they are about, they know what you are about. Okay, the ugly ducklings, uh, they barely even know themselves. Okay, because all they know so far is hard work. All they know so far is poverty. So they don't even understand themselves. They don't have time to soul search, sit here and listen to a soul search Sunday. They don't have time to figure out what do women like, what do men like. Okay, they just know work. They just know how to study hard and work hard. So dating that ugly duckling may seem safe, but you are going to be a lot more dissatisfied than picking that much more seasoned partner for your companion. So that is number one problem. Problem number one with dating a swan or phoenix type is that they are generally speaking very inexperienced. They don't know themselves. They don't know other people, and they are very clumsy in relationship. The number two problem is you don't know if they're with you because they really like you or love you, or they just need you. Uh, I have known friends and family members in the past that their partner cheated on them, and I asked them, well, if you know that she cheated on you, why don't you leave her? And they said, well, yeah, but the house is in her name, my cell phone bill is in her name, my car is in her name. I want to murder her in her sleep, but everything's in her name. What can I do? Okay, so when you pick up a swan or phoenix type that are still in that ugly duckling stage, this is what's going to happen. You don't know if they're with you because they love you, or are they just putting up with you because they really need you at this point. They need you to pay their rent. They need you to help them with their career. As opposed to the other type, the experienced, more shady, more dangerous partner that been around the world, been around the block. Well, yes, it may feel a bit uncertain because their attitude is, well, when I'm happy with you, when then we are together. When you don't please me anymore, or when we're not happy, then I'm going to go on my way. But at least you know what is what, right? You know when they are with you, they really enjoy being with you. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. They're not with you because you can help them, not because you have the knowledge or the money or the resources. They're with you because they genuinely want to have fun with you. So this is a much more genuine situation to be in. You have to work harder. You can't just fall back on they need your money. You have to actually work hard to please them, to dress nice, to look nice, to say good, nice things. But isn't that what an honest relationship is supposed to be about? So that is the second issue with the dating the swan or phoenix uh, type of person is you don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty of if they really like you, love you, or do they just need you. Number three, and this is the most, probably the most insidious and negative about this swan and phoenix type of people that I'm going to say today, is uh, PTSD or holding a grudge. Almost without doubt, when you're in a relationship, I don't care how good your relationship is. I don't care how good your relationship is. You are going to have arguments. You are going to fight. Just a matter of you fight very often, once a day, three times a day, or maybe once every 2 months. But almost without failing, you are going to fight. And almost without failing, when you are fighting, you say things that are very hurtful. They might be true, but they're hurtful. Like me saying blah blah blah, so and so is ugly. Yeah, it may be true. That person might be ugly, but it's hurtful. Me calling someone a fatty. Yeah, they might be fat. That might be true, but that's hurtful. So I talked about this in the past. Honesty is not the perfect solution. Like all those people who say honesty is the best policy, I all I can say is either you haven't been doing this policy for very long, or you are so lucky that you haven't suffered some of the backlashes honesty can bring sometimes. And this is my long-winded way of saying is sometimes when you get into an argument, that part of your brain that says I shouldn't say this, it's going to hurt his feeling, shuts down. People go stupid. People go retarded when they get into an argument. Some people not so much. Uh, I kind of pride myself on when I get into an argument, I can be very direct, but I generally know where the line is. I try not to hit below the belt, and I try not to say things that are really damaging. I'm the kind of annoying person that will argue the logic. I will stick to the logic. I will stick to my point. Okay, I won't call you names. I won't tell you you're fat. I won't say you're ugly. But I'm going to hit you with logic and logic and logic until you're ready to go mad. That is the kind of person I am. But that's just me going off topic a little bit. Um, Almost without failing, a lot of people say whatever they feel like when they're arguing. So if you are the person with the money, if you're the person with the resource, if you're the person with the power, the knowledge, whatever, if you are the enabler in this relationship, and this ugly duckling is suckling from you, is leeching from you, almost for sure that when you're arguing, you're going to say something like, the door is that way. If you think you can pay your own rent, go. Or what did you bring to this relationship? Do you pay the bill? Who paid the bill? Who owns this house? Who got you the job? Something like that's going to come out. And that is very damaging. Okay, this person who spent their life fighting hard, working hard, uh, never do anything wrong, the goody two shoes, little like honest little town boy, little town girl, when they hear this, it breaks them. Okay, this kind of stuff is very traumatic. You may think, well, we were in an argument, so what I say should be forgiven. Yeah, it's easy for you. It's easy for you to forget, but you forget that as human beings, like any animals in this world, we are biologically programmed to hold on to bad memory. Biologically, it benefits us as a race to remember, oh, okay, that hurts. Okay, that is not pleasant. That tastes bad. We hold on to the bad thing because it's what make us make better decision in long run. It feel bad, don't do it again. It feel bad, next time avoid it. It feel bad, next time kill it. Okay? Now, this is what happened on the biological level. This is why PTSD exists. And this is why you don't ever hear of post ecstasy feeling good for the rest of your fucking life syndrome. Okay, you never hear anything like that. You never hear people who experience a good thing and then they feel good and feel appreciative for the rest of their life. They may talk about it occasionally, but no, 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 never on the same level of PTSD. Okay, it's so important to understand this. You can be nice to a person for 10 years. All it takes is one bad argument to undo that. Okay? All it takes is one bad word to undo the 10 years of good you put into this person. So be very mindful in your communication. So back to Swan and Phoenix. These people, while they are under your power, while you are the one paying the bill, they can't argue with you. They don't. It's not an equal power. So when you say these hurtful things, they put it away, put it away, put it away. Are they really that good of a people that they don't feel it? They don't mind? No, but they are waiting. Okay, they're waiting. Let me tell you this. My father, even to this day, my father buy lottery ticket and he pray to the ancestors and he does a lot of things like ancestors, honored ancestors and God and Buddha, please make me rich again. If I become rich again, I will not squander the money like I did in my younger days. Like he really does a lot, like praying and do good deeds and stuff like that to wish for those money back. But what a lot of people don't know about my father is he keeps a black book in his pocket. In this black book, it's a lot of names, family members, friends, people that he met before, people that he see every day. what are these names there for? I asked him before and he told me. He said, these are names that of all the people that have pissed me off while I was broke. I can't do anything about it now because I don't have the money. And when I get rich, I may have dementia or Alzheimer really bad, and I won't remember what they did. But I have this book of names. So the day I become rich, I'm going to go down this list one at a time and fuck every one of them up. When he said that, it kind of made a chill creep up my spine. I was thinking, well, if God and Buddha is up there, I hope that they just heard you say that, because, it's probably not a good idea to give you money. And a lot of Swan and Phoenix, they go through life suffering people's derision, people laughing at them, people looking down at them, you looking down at them. Maybe you don't mean to, but once in a while you say things that hurt them. Maybe you don't personally say things that hurt them, but your parents, your siblings, your cousins, your uncle, maybe once in a while at a family event, someone make a remark like, "Oh, isn't it good that you met my cousin? Because without my cousin, you wouldn't have a job today, huh?" That person might not mean anything by it, but I can guarantee you this: 99.9% of Phoenix and Swan out there, they are filing this away in their little black book in their heart. One day when I get my wings, one day when I fly high, I am going to show all of you motherfuckers what is what. And that's what's going on. So when you date a swan and a phoenix, especially at the stage of ugly duckling, you have to be very careful of what kind of seed you're planting because they do hold a grudge. Okay, as opposed to that other person who's been around the block a few times, who has been through a lot of relationship, who's seen the highs and the low, who's experienced the world. They know to that person just talking smack. They know to put that aside. Okay, they have the wisdom to let it go in one year and go out the other year. They have the foresight to forgive. Oh, she was just on her PMS. It was just PMS. She was just hormonal. She didn't mean it. They know that this person who's honest small town boy, small town girl, they don't have that kind of experience. They don't have that kind of wisdom. So you want them to forgive, it's very difficult because everything hurts them really bad at this stage. Last but not least, the reason why dating a phoenix or a swan is very chancy is that the moment they fly high, the moment they reach that point where they are no longer the cute little ugly duckling that you take care of, their needs change. Okay, our needs change. Everybody's needs change depending on your resources, your life. For example, yesterday I was talking to a couple of my friends about uh, documentaries and interviews, and I even expressed this. I said to them, I said, like 10, 15 years ago, I whenever someone wanted to interview me or do a project with me or do a documentary with me, I was like that eager puppy. I was like, oh yes, 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 please, please, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Like because I was a nobody. I didn't know how this worked. I didn't know who is who, what is what. So I felt overjoyed like when someone would do a documentary with me or about me, like I wasn't selective. I say yes to everything because I didn't know my self-worth. I didn't have any self-worth. I didn't have any street cred at that point. I was basically first come first serve, like the cheap town whore kind of scenario. Now, 10, 15 years, 20 years down the road, I have two YouTube channels. I have my own website. I have my own podcast. I have a few shows and documentaries under my belt. I'm no longer like that. I'm very assertive when I deal with people who approach me for project. If you don't convince me that this is going to benefit me or if this is going to be something I like, no, sorry. But I can recommend someone else, but I'm not going to do it because now my needs are different. I no longer need all that uh, all that little bits of publicity that you can generate. I need meaningful publicity. Now I need actual meaningful project, meaningful direction that can benefit my career and my endeavors. So it's no longer first come, first serve. Now you have to convince me that you are worth my time. So in 10, 15 years, my attitude toward doing projects and documentaries with people have completely changed based on what I have experienced, what I know, and what I have now. Okay, so in a relationship, especially with a phoenix and swan, that transcend from being an ugly duckling, that's a heaven and earth kind of different. And they go from a person who no one think much about to a person who maybe can dictate the livelihood of 1,000 people. A person who is on stage, who is shiny, who is a superstar, millions of people love them. How are you going to keep up with that? Yes, when they were ugly duckling, you were their sugar daddy, you were their sugar mommy. You control everything. They needed you. But now what? Are you able to keep up with them? Are you able to still stay by their side? And that is a question only you can answer because it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes when people start growing, when people reach that transcendent, when they transcend, when they fly high, when they spread their wings, it can be so fast and sudden that you, as a partner, you're left behind before you even know what the hell happened. Okay, so when this happened, you are counting on, well, yeah, but I was with that person for 20 years. Without me, they wouldn't be here. And yes, that person may feel that. They may feel that gratitude. They may try to uh, repay some of that favor. But go back to our previous point. I'm pretty sure in those 20 years, you generated a lot of PTSD as well. You racked up a lot of bad karma with the person. Every time you say something nasty or your family member say something nasty, don't forget that little black book. It's there. So this person's gratitude may not be as complete as you think it is. Not to mention, okay, going back to our actual point, their needs has changed. Originally, they were with you because either totally because of or partly because of they needed your resource, they needed your money. But now they don't need you anymore. They don't need that anymore. So most likely, what's going to happen is you've been with this little duckling for 20 years, even though now he or she is a swan or phoenix, in your eyes, they're still that cute little duckling. You still want to treat them like your little baby poo or little uh, pet in your pocket. This is no longer a pet. This is no longer your pet. They don't need that. This is not what they need. Okay? Next day, next month, someone come along and say to them, "Oh my God, you are so amazing. You are the most amazing woman, or you are the most amazing man I've ever met. Oh my God, like you're a god to me. You're a goddess to me." That's what they need. Their whole life, they work hard for success. For what? Either for money or for respect. Now they got the money, they need respect. So unless you're willing to go down to that level and treat them like they're your god or goddess, that you are their number one fanboy or fangirl, you have to be prepared that the moment that number one fanboy, number one fangirl appear, they are gone. They're not going to stay with you. Okay, that's because this is what makes them feel good now. This is in some ways what they've been wanting their whole freaking life. Okay, so um, that is number four reason. So to quickly recap, why is it that dating these Phoenix and Swan, this hard-working ugly duckling that you can benefit and you can bring up, you can nurture. Why is it such a bad idea? Okay, number one, inexperience. They don't know themselves, they don't know the world, they don't know you, so it's going to be awkward. Number two, number two is that uh, they are at this point needing you. So you don't know if this is a codependent or dependent relationship, or do they really like you? You don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty. That's number two. You don't know if they need you or they actually like you. Number three, PTSD and grudge, holding grudges. Um, Again, when you are together in your relationship, you are going to fight. And when you are the one holding all the cards, you are going to end up saying some really hurtful things. So it's just a matter of time before that person becomes successful enough to say, hey, F you. You remember what you said 20 years ago? Well, now I'm throwing this back in your face. So, number four is their needs uh, their needs are going to change, and you are not going to be able to keep up with it unless you are very, very adaptable. Unless you're willing to change with them, most likely you will end up getting left behind when they finally become the swan and the phoenix. Again, I'm not doing this episode so you can finish after you do this episode, you go pick a fight with your partner and look at your partner and are you going to leave me? Maybe I should stop helping you. No, no. But I'm just uh, giving you guys some perspectives on, if you are not in a relationship, maybe becoming in the relationship with a swan or a phoenix is not such a good idea. Uh, or if you're already in a relationship, maybe you got a cute little ugly duckling of your own that you're nurturing at this very point, then maybe you should be more mindful of keeping up with their development. Okay, grow with them, fly with them. When they become a phoenix, you become a phoenix too. And don't say things that are too hurtful that they are going to hold a grudge and come back, use it against you in the future. Thank you for checking out today's episode. I'll be back again tomorrow for Music Monday.